Okay. Okay, so Luffy is not... Yo! Hegassen here, aka Tom Fidzy, with my One Piece Manga Chapter 1044 live reaction and review. This is going to be a big one. How do I know it's going to be a big one? Because it has been trending on Twitter in the UK since last Monday. Them damn scans once again prevented me from going on Twitter, but it has been trending all week. I've been seeing One Piece in the trending bar or Luffy, but thankfully I've managed to avoid all spoilers. I've literally just got back from a great weekend at MegaCon up in Birmingham. I haven't even unpacked. You can see my stuff back there. Got a new hat courtesy of my friend Bamboo Beast. I'm tired, but I'm hyped for this chapter. So even though I haven't unpacked and my background's messy, I've got in, I've made a cup of tea, and now I'm just going to read this chapter because I absolutely cannot wait. After that reveal last time where Luffy started to drip down, confirmation that he was Joy Boy, his awakening is happening. What is going on? Are we going to find out the true name of his devil fruit? Is it going to be something to do with like life, DNA, like I was speculating about? Is it going to be some OP God type fruit? Is it going to be connected to Joy Boy itself? You know, Joy fruit as a potential thing, or is like Joy Boy going to be like a different kind of person in Luffy's body? Is Joy Boy an epitaph, something that relates to the name? Let's see. DNA, God, Joy. Who knows? I'm excited. It is called Warrior of Liberation. Is that Luffy's new title? We've got the Germa here as well. Other than saying goodbye, they're in some like crazy torture chamber. That's Niji and Yonji. And we've got some characters from Big Mom's crew that we don't really see a lot of. One of them, I don't think we saw hardly any of. It's Aladdin's wife. Twin sister, the octopus one. That's kind of cool to see. And a little kid there that's so creepy, wearing a mask. Very good of her. An emotionless excursion. Sorry. Mama's away on her trip. Begin the experiments. Okay, it is confirmed that Big Mom has left Whole Cake Island at this time. Maybe that means that Katakuri can step in. Right, just moving my mic to get ready for this chapter. So excited. I've been waiting the whole trip to get home. My friend was so annoyed that I haven't read it because I read official. Good YouTuber over here reading the official release. Yeah, anyway, let's get into it. Whoa, we're going straight to it as well, it looks like, because we can see Zoe there with the clouds around it. What happened to me? Why can I still stand? Even though I lost... Oh, this is coming from Luffy. I'm guessing this is the voice of all things emanating out. Zunisha is listening, waiting for orders. We can, yeah, listen to Zunisha listening in. Sound effect. Da-dum, da-dum. Even though I lost. And then there's Luffy. Haki coming off. He's kind of going Ultra Instinct. This is his moment. I'm having fun for some reason. Whoa, what is going on? Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Momonosuke's looking shocked. Turning around. Luffy is Joy Boy? Is that what Zunisha is saying? Says Yamato. Big revelation for them too. Pleasure Hall, Left Brain Tower. So Sanji's being healed up, woken up. Eek! There's that girl that he thought he kicked is helping her out. Eek! Are you awake, Sir Pirate? Huff, huff. Luffy! So Sanji's woken up at an important time. But Sanji is hearing it. Oh, okay, so everyone's hearing it. Okay. Performance floor. Huh? Says Kid. Law, are you crying? Law, are you crying? Maybe. He's looking up, he's not saying anything. Hyogoro is there as well. Glad that Hyogoro's there. Is that Straw Hat Fellow? Marco's looking up shocked. Straw Hat. Important for Marco to hear it as well. Hey, he's still breathing. And Nami and Otama brave Nami after standing up to Kaido. Luffy's alive! Big brother's still breathing, says Otama as they bawling their eyes out. Interesting, the characters that heard, eh? Okay, interesting. Yeah, really interesting. The characters that have heard. Momo heard, but Momo... Yeah, but then Yamato says, is that what Zanisha is saying? Sanji's heard, but nothing. We're not hearing anything from the nurse that's with him. Kid and Law, Hyogoro, who we know was a powerful guy. Marco was heard. And now is Marco then relaying that information to Nami and Otama? Or can they hear? That's quite interesting, the people there that hear him. Number one of them being Sanji. You know, Hyogoro, fine. He was an absolute Chad back in the day. You know. But interesting that Sanji. Okay. Let's go over. Next page. I briefly flicked into this page. And then that thought process about wait, Sanji. And I already saw. We're on Mary Joas. The Gorosei. We're going back. And if we go into them, we're going to get some lore, right? We're going to get some lore. Sacred Mary Joa. The Hall of Power. Pangaea Castle. So we've lost an elite agent. And made Kaido... Oh, wait. Confirmation that that random guy is dead? Rip random guy, whoever you were. Only going to be known as elite agent. And made Kaido angry. What was the point? What if I told you that there was a potential future that would make us beg for this outcome? It's always better to eliminate dangerous variables. What if I told you that there was a potential future that would make us beg for this outcome? In every era, the world government has attempted to recover the Gum Gum fruit, and not once has it ever succeeded for 800 years. So they've been trying for 800 years, but whoever's been using it has always evaded the government. So no wonder why Who's Who got treated so badly, because he's the guy who lost it when they had it. They should have sent more of the Gorosei themselves should have been guarding it, you know, if it was that important for 800 years. It is as though the devil fruit is trying to escape our grasp. And it very well might be. Zoan fruits contain a will of their own. And this particular fruit has the name of a god. The other name of... Oh, wait. Okay. I'm just going to pause here for a sec before I read the next line. The important line. One of the most important lines in One Piece history. Because I just want to go back. Devil fruits contain a will of their own. That's very interesting. They have like a life of their own. Of what? Like an individual, of like a person, to the origin of how devil fruits were made and created. Kind of like how the, you know, like the swords in Bleach, kind of, you know, very much had their very own personalities and everything. Okay. Okay, so Luffy is not A paramecia. The Zoan type human fruit. The Straw Hat crew has 2 users of the human fruit. Mythical type model Nika. And then we can see Luffy. So it's Luffy, and he's jumped up, and he's got the exact same silhouette as Nika the Sun God, and he's going, ah ha ha ha, and we can hear da-dum, da-dum. Still, okay. Luffy's a zone. Luffy's a zone, and he's eaten a god fruit. A god fruit. I said that at the beginning. And I literally, no spoilers. Luffy is a god. He's eaten a god fruit. And he's a zone. I don't know how I feel about him being a zone. It was like a paramecia because they were meant to be like the weakest of the devil fruit. Kind of, maybe. Like, sometimes they're like the strongest, but a lot of the time they're like kind of the weakest. You know, the zones were naturally meant to be like quite strong because you've got those animal powers, and obviously Logias are super, super powerful. Although, you know, like some paramecias like Law are absolutely broken. And then you get into Awakening, it makes them broken even more. But, you know, they were still kind of like the relatively common one, you know. At least in the early One Piece, you know. So, for the most part, apart from ones like Laws that are totally broke, they're kind of, I would say, considered the weaker of the ones. Wow. But he's a zone. So he's a zone, so he's got a zone form. And his zone form is... Okay, so he's got... So is this relating to the gears? Is this going back to what Hyogoro was talking about? How Luffy's gears look so similar to the Guardians of Wano? You know, and how... I was talking about that stuff as well. About how Luffy's fruit must be somehow connected to the Guardians of Wano. And like how he'll have like another form that like kind of confirms it and stuff. Oh, wow, okay. And that would then connect him to Joy Boy. Man, it's all coming together. And let's keep reading. Possessing a body with the properties of rubber and fighting in whatever way he fancies, bringing smiles to the faces of the people. The warrior of liberation, also known as Nika the Sun God, always brings his rubbery body awakening brings his rubbery body greater physical strength and freedom. Okay, so this god, the god had a rubber body. So this is like the typical mythical zone thing where you have the creature, the animal, but then that creature animal also has abilities, and then your fruit gets some abilities. I think it's very interesting that it's and fighting in whatever way he fancies, bringing smiles to the faces of people, because that's like what Mihawk was like saying about Luffy, right, in Marineford. You know, this guy, his most scary power, his eyes were seeing, weren't they? His most scary power is how Luffy can turn people. Okay, let's keep reading. It is said that in all the world there is no power more ridiculous. Okay, wow. I wasn't expecting that to say that. I was expecting powerful, but ridiculous can also be that as well. You know, as ridiculous as in like broken. And fighting in whatever way he fancies. So however he wants to fight, he can manifest some powers. He's a sun god. Maybe that would explain a little bit why Luffy has those fire powers as well. You know, it was always kind of like, is it Haki Friction? Okay, let's get region. Treasury, repository, second floor, on Nagashima. We're cutting away. Surely by the end of this chapter, we're going to see him. I hope he looks good. I don't want him to look like Treble. Okay, right. Treasure repository, second floor, Onigashima. Hiyori! Oh, we're going over to Orochi. I loved Oden too, you know. Think carefully now. I was being used by Kaido. Oh, he's playing her. Come, let's escape this raft together now. Undo the nails. He's being weak. After you have kicked dirt upon every samurai to whom you owed a debt, who do you expect will listen to you now? Says Hiyori. My father upheld his promise to you. Did he not? And then Orochi's looking confused. And then we're getting a flashback of Oden. When Orochi made him dance like through the streets, he trusted in the deal that he made with you and Kaido to liberate Wano. For 5 long years, my father danced and made a fool of himself, never once explaining himself to his own family. My father kept his word. Then Orochi's shocked. He shouldn't be, though. He believed that you would free the people in the end, and withstood 1 hour of your boiling cauldron. He withstood the searing burns of the bubbling oil. This is just making me sad about Oden being dead. What a guy he was. Despite the smile that never left his face, he bore your torments all alone. Because the entire country was taken hostage, his suffering was unimaginable. So Orochi's getting hard lessons here from Hiyori. We're getting a flashback here because we got the flashback speech box. What's the matter, Hiyori? Yeah, we are. There's Oden. Doesn't it feel bad when everybody says mean things about you, father? Not at all, my dear. Why not? Because I have all of you. Again, Oden, man. You're such a great character. Really? Then we'll be together forever. Ah. And then we're cutting back into the real world. Real world? Into the real time. Actually, I realise now that Oden was Orochi's just trying to squirm. He's trying to squirm his way out of this. Actually, I realise now that Oden was a great samurai. In fact, speaking as a shogun, don't say that. You didn't deserve to be the shogun. I think your father deserves... And the mask comes off. Hiyori's had enough. And we see her there. The next panel. Eyes flooding with tears. My name is Kazuki Hiyori. Hold your tongue, you knave. And the truth is out for Orochi. Help! No matter the growling of my empty stomach and the rags I had to wear, I never shamed my father's name. You were never the shogun, not even for a single day. Wicked, foolish, and wretched. The worst you became, the greater the insult to the lives that were lost. Oh, powerful words coming from Hiyori. Hey, not so fast, says Orochi. Don't do anything rash now. Revenge is antiquated. It's behind the times, says Hiyori strong. Oh no, that's still Orochi saying that. And killing me won't make it any easier to beat Kaido. And then in comes the last bit of essence of the flame of Kanjuro. Lord Hiyori, huh? I have failed. Is that Kanjuro? I am spent. No, perfect timing. I give you a new play to perform. Burn that woman to death. Leap onto her clothing. See, Orochi's just changed once again. Hopefully, is this going to be the death of him? The final death of him? And we'll call it the failure of the woman's 20-year revenge. Alas, what a tragic tale. Witness the plight of Hiyori, remnant of the Kazuki name. This is the fate of all who were once mighty, yeah. Lord Orochi. Wait, he's gone... What? Did Kanjuro redeem himself right at the end? Lord Orochi. Ah, hey, not over here. And he's burning Orochi to death. So Orochi rip. And then Hiyori says the dawn is sure to come. It is because of what's going on the roof. Kanjuro, you idiot. Help me, Hiyori. Now Orochi's changed again. The Kazuki clan always keeps its promises. No, oh yeah. Okay, cool. Cool, that's great. You know, it kind of felt a little bit, you know, jumping around to that, but that was really cool. Powerful stuff for Hiyori. We get Orochi out of the way, gone. Kanjuro, little bit of redemption right there at the end. Or I don't know if it was like a silly, like, kind of like he went the wrong way mistake, but whatever. That was really cool. And now we're going back to Luffy. Oh, I can do everything I wanted to do. Think I can fight a bit longer? My heartbeat sounds so funny. Oh, so Luffy's now just kind of playing around. You can see his body's kind of like wobbling around. He's got like that kind of Snake Man like ring there that we've seen before. Luffy's sounding a bit weird though. Oh, I can do everything I wanted to do. I think I can fight a bit longer. My heartbeat sounds so funny. This is the pinnacle of what I can do. This is Gear 5. I mean, it's more than Gear 5. It's more than Gear 5, Luffy. It is Awakening. It's not even the same Devil Fruit. And Kaido's now noticing the Haki. And Hyogoro is standing strong. Load of the fodder is going out. What is it, men? And then Kaido's looking up. What is up there on the roof? Now Kaido's looking scared. What? Oh my god. So the cracks are coming in. People were just fainting all over the place. Hey, what's wrong? Is that Supreme King Haki? Where's it coming from? So just people are passing out. And then a massive hand comes down from the ceiling and just grabs Kaido. You know, oh my god, this is making Kaido look small. Everyone else is like, ah! Law's looking up. Kid looks up. Straw Hat. Chopper's crying. It's Luffy. There we can kind of see a little glimpse of Luffy. Droopy hair. Definitely got the smoke rings. And he's pulled Kaido up. Kaido can barely do anything. Kaido's eyes are popping out of his head. Oh, even though it's an important chapter, Oda is still having fun with the drawings. Look at Kaido's eyes on page 13. Boop, boop, boop. Kaido! He's being flung up on the roof. There we can see Luffy. Kind of looks very much like Snake Man, but with a big hand coming in. But it looks slightly different to how it's normally seen. I think, like, it doesn't look like the kind of inflated that we've seen before. Like the gear third hand. It looks a bit more flexible. It doesn't look like Luffy has to do that to blow it up, and then you get the kind of very round hand. It looks like he's got a lot more control of it. It's very much kind of a gradient effect almost of the size of the hand. And there we kind of get another little look of it. Luffy's now pumping up his arms. Again, he's making them big without doing any of the blowing into it. He's grabbing hold of Kaido tighter. Says Luffy, and he's swinging Kaido around. Kaido's got the most ridiculous, stupid face. One of the most important chapters in One Piece, and Kaido has multiple eyes spread across him as he's swinging around. It looks stupid, but it's brilliant. It is hype. There we can kind of see Luffy a little bit. He kind of looks like an absolutely he kind of looks like Hyogoro with like. It kind of looks like he's got flaming hair. So we previously saw it looking quite droopy. Now it kind of looks a bit more flaming. It's got the snake bands, but like absolutely ripped upper body. Yeah, it kind of really looks like Hyogoro. Swinging Kaido around, then just bashing him, bashing him, bashing him. This is Hulk versus Loki. Bam, bam, bam. Smacking Kaido down into the ground. Huff, huff, ha, 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 says Luffy. Oh, wait, okay. Kaido's got stars spinning around. Oh, look at Kaido now, though. He may have been getting beaten, but he's smiling and he says, Straw Hat, you survived. Thank you. Confirming that Kaido was very, very much upset that the fight got taken away because he is enjoying this fight. It's the fight that he's been wanting to have. It's the fight that we've been wanting to see. Blast breath. Kaido's going in. And then... What? Luffy's just constantly laughing. I think that might be quite interesting. Luffy's constantly laughing. He falls to the ground. Kaido's breath comes in. Luffy then kind of springs back up. Sees the blast coming towards him. It's inches away from his face. He's got the eye. Oda's loving that eye effect right now. In that moment, this must be the speed of Luffy. The blast is here. He goes down. He grabs the ground. This is proper Awakening Katakuri style. And he has done, even though he's a zone, he's showing paramecia effects here. He has grabbed the floor and lifted the floor up, turning the floor into rubber in an instant to block Kaido's beam. There we can see Luffy absolutely ripped. I love that it's very minimal, like very minimal looking change into like Luffy's overall appearance. Gonna make it very easy to cosplay. Wait, what has he done? He's firing it back at Kaido somehow. Somehow he's firing the beam back, and Kaido's own beam has now hit Kaido. There we get confirmation. Gear 5, Luffy's awakening form. Gear 5 confirmed. Luffy's just laughing. His hands are over his eyes. His hair, yeah, very much like Hyogoro with the Snake Man, as I was describing pretty much. That's a cool look. Ah, he's still laughing. I'm sorry about that. Oh, Kaido's saying sorry. I'm sorry about that idiot earlier. I didn't want to win that way. It's Luffy versus Katakuri vibes again. And could this be linked to what that power was talking about, you know? He can bring smiles to people. The effect is working on Kaido in this fight. And Luffy turning with weird looking eyes. Like weird kind of pupils. But we've seen that, you know, that kind of shocked eye effect. Look at really weird looking eyes. They're like proper like squiggly the way that they're drawn. I don't know if we've ever seen eyes exactly like that outside of like the kind of shocked kind of style situation. Don't sweat it. Let's finish this up, says Luffy. Big smile on his face, to be continued. And that is the end. Whew. Okay. Okay, Luffy's a zone and he's a god. So, you know, previously I was saying like DNA know me, but I did throw out the possibility that maybe God fruit, Kami fruit, more as a joke. To be honest, I was more kind of thinking, but I was on the lines of it's going to be something to do with life, so it's got to be kind of something to do with God. So it wasn't 100%, but pretty close on my guess. I did actually joke with someone and say, imagine he did have a zone mythical God fruit. I'm sure many people have as well. And it came true. Wow. It came true. But he's like constantly laughing. Is that why he's... Is that why it's called Joy Boy? Is that why this power is called Joy Boy? I want to go back to what the Gorosei said. Yeah, is it called Joy Boy because you just feel so good, you're just so happy, you can't stop laughing? Is that fruit why it's called Laugh Tao? Is that fruit what caused Roger and all of that to laugh? You know, was there something there from that devil fruit power that made them laugh? Like, or is that confirming that there's a big connection there between whatever Roger was looking at and this form that Luffy's taken on, this sun god Nika? And the fact that it's called Laugh Tao, the island at the end, you know, it's the Tao of laughter, the Tao of this person, Joy Boy, Nika, the sun god, you know. Once you've gone all around the world. Okay, right, let's, the zone type human fruit. Mythical type model, Nika. Possessing a body with the properties of rubber and fighting in whatever way he fancies, bringing smiles to faces of the people. The warrior of liberation, also known as Nika the sun god. Awakening brings his rubbery body greater physical strength and freedom. It is said that in all the world there is no power more ridiculous. And we know that he can also put that into the ground as well. Oh, I've noticed here that the Gorosei said zone fruits contain a will of their own. So not all devil fruits contain a will of their own. Just zone devil fruits. Okay, that makes more sense. Because, yeah, it's the essence of an animal, of a creature. And if that creature is a human, then that is a pretty big will. I wonder how much of the will that we're seeing of Luffy right now is his own. Or how much of that is the influence of the people before that have used it. Or the original sun god, you know? Okay, this was amazing. Then we just cut away to the Hiyori Orochi stuff, which, yeah, great. We got rid of that. But then the scene of just Luffy's fist coming in and just grabbing and squeezing Kaido, pulling him up to the surface, throwing him around. Oda having fun with the drawing. Luffy looking great. The fears that his form is going to be rubbish are no more. Connecting all the way back to things that Hyogoro and everything said. Cool. And yeah, like the flaming hair. Is that also connecting a little bit to King and King's race, maybe? Interesting. No. Wow. What a good chapter, eh? What a really, really good chapter. It's obviously God Tier Plus chapter. No question. It's the gear 5. It's the reveal of the actual name of the Gomu Gomu no Mi. The mythical zone model Nika. So I guess Nika no Mi. Yeah, God Tier Plus. Incredible. Amazing. Where do we go from here? Seriously. Luffy is... If Luffy is this OP now, fighting Kaido, what's it going to be for the next few arcs? The kind of people he's going to be fighting. You know, when he gets a Blackbeard. And is Blackbeard going to have some kind of will in him as well? Rock's going to come out to go over his body. Like, I don't even know. What's Im's... Is Im going to have a devil fruit? Like, if this is hype now, fighting Kaido, what's it going to be when we get to the end of the series, you know? This can't be it as well for Luffy, right? This can't be it. It can't be Wano Luffy's done. even though he said this is the ultimate form, he's got to learn some new attacks in this form as well, right? Before we get to the end of the series. So we're not even done. Surely we're not even done with Luffy's powers. How much is he going to be able to use this as well? There's got to be a pretty big side effect that he just can't keep firing it up quick, you know? Yeah, and like... So we're getting big connections, hints to how the One Piece world works. The Gorosei, King's Race, the Fire, the people of Wano, the Guardians of Wano, potentially Laugh Tale, what's the One Piece is and how it's connected and how it's linking into Joy Boy, the confirmation as to who Joy Boy is, what Joy Boy is. What's the next big ones? We need to find out what the D is, right? And the voice of all things. Sanji in this chapter maybe potentially showing voice of all things or some kind of super heightened awareness. He was one of the characters that noticed. But yeah, like could Luffy's next big thing, the next big power up, be connected to the D in his name? And the other individuals that have that as well. Boy, he's going to be some OP character by the end of this. It's fantastic. What a good chapter. Let me know everything that you think about this chapter down in the comments below. And I can't wait already for the next one. Alright, catch you later. I need to finish unpacking. Bye-bye. Hey, so thanks for watching. What did you think? Let me know about it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed my video, maybe give it a like. And if you really liked it, why not subscribe? You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Twitch. Oh, and here's a related video you might enjoy, and something more fresh. I've been Hegassen, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!